Let's get more on this story from our South Africa Bureau Chief, Betty de Beer, who joins us live from Johannesburg. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Joke.
How are South Africans reacting to Mr. Gigaba's denial of flouting the Citizenship Act?
Well, apart from the initial outrage by most, not his denial, but the leak or the information that came out, a lot of people are looking to the parliamentary portfolio, that's the Home Affairs Portfolio Committee in Parliament, investigating this matter. We understand that the Director General of the Home Affairs Department, that's Nkusteli Apleni, they were supposed to appear before that committee yesterday, probably along with the current Home Affairs Minister, that's Professor Tlengiwe Chize. But that didn't happen, despite what we heard were confirmations, because they had to attend to other government businesses. But they are expected in a week's time, that's Tuesday next week, to explain, according to the lawmakers, they want to know the processes, if the rules were flouted in any way, to understand what actually happened regarding this particular case. But we know, according to what the former Home Affairs Minister, that's Gigaba, was saying, it's not only the Guptas case. There are numerous other cases. We know that that's what usually happens, but with the Gupta leaks and all the Gupta controversies, they're in the spotlight.
The Gupta brothers' bid to become South African citizens only came to light after a series of emails were leaked. Why was there so much secrecy surrounding their status?
I don't think there's any secrecy here. The question at the center of everything is, were the rules flouted in waiving some of the requirements? Did the minister, against the law or against the provisions of the Citizenship Act, did he go against the rules in granting citizenship to the members of the family? That's what's in question. But it wasn't, I don't think there's any secrecy regarding their citizenship. If they've been here for a long time, they've been here, I think, before former President Nelson Mandela became president, as businessmen who came to look for new ground to do business. So they've been here a long time. The question is, did they qualify for, or those who were granted of the citizenship that's in question, did they really qualify? Did the minister bend the rules to grant them citizenship? That's what's in question.
You said the Guptas have been in India for a long time. Now, their home I've been in South Africa, I beg your pardon. Now, their home country, India, you know, the Guptas does not allow people to have dual citizenship. Is there anything to suggest that the Guptas may have renounced their Indian citizenship?
I can't independently confirm, but I believe for them to have South African citizenship, they may have had to do so. We hear that they did so. If India, from which they came, doesn't allow that. And having been here for so long, they're heavily invested here. They have a number of companies in different industrial sectors, including media as well. They own a TV station, a newspaper. They're in the energy sector. They're in computer, IT, and all that. So probably they may have done so for them to have accepted South African citizenship.
The leader of the economic freedom fighters, Julius Malema, has threatened to approach the courts to have the Gupta's citizenship reversed. What are his chances of success?
We know that according to the Citizenship Act, I think Chapter 7, that it says that any provincial or division of the Supreme Court, they have jurisdiction to review the minister's decision. And the minister in question may be called to justify his decision or give necessary information required. So I guess the onus is to prove that the minister didn't do right according to the law or the provisions of the Act in granting citizenship. So if that is proved, probably that can be reviewed. So regarding how successful they can be, it is possible if the court decides that the minister didn't do right. But there are provisions that the court has jurisdiction to review the decision of the minister. And there are also other provisions in the Act that allows people to be citizenship to be withdrawn. You know, you have the cases of if the person obtained it fraudulently or concealed material fact or false representation. But in the case of the EFF leaders, the courts have jurisdiction to review the minister's decision. So if they prove that something wasn't done in the right way, probably, you know, but the court can hear and review that decision.
I thank you for your thoughts on that. Channels TV South Africa Bureau Chief Betty Divea speaking to us from Johannesburg. Let's move on. The 36-year-old Moroccan national has been identified as the man shot dead at the Brussels Central Station on Tuesday after an unsuccessful detonation of a nail bomb. Brussels prosecutor Eric van der Sipt told the news conference that the man's initials were OZ and that his home in Brussels' Molenbeek district has been searched. The prosecutor told reporters that the man entered the Brussels Central Station at about 8:39 p.m. on Tuesday and joined a group of passengers in the underground part of the station.
So yesterday at 8:39 p.m. a man entered Brussels Central Station. After passing the counter hall, he went down towards a group of passengers downstairs. After retiring a bit, he returned in the middle of this group at 8:44 p.m. He grabbed his suitcase while shouting and causing a partial explosion. Fortunately, nobody was hurt or injured. The suitcase immediately caught fire. The man has left his luggage burning and went down to the platform in pursuit of a station master. Meanwhile, the bag exploded a second time more violently. This bag contained nails and small gas bottles. The man then returned to the hall when he rushed to a soldier while shouting Allahu Akbar. The soldier immediately opened fire and hit the individual several times. The latter died on the spot as a result of his injuries. He did not wear a belt with explosives.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged developed countries to increase their assistance to refugees fleeing conflict in their countries. He made this appeal at a press conference in New York, noting that over 65 million people have been forced from their home countries. Guterres urged developed nations to give these developing countries more support and an acceptance of more refugees.
To use the so-called de-escalation zones as a system of stabilizing the conflict, I mean, if this expression is correct. At the same time, we are convening the next round of Geneva talks. There was recently a very important meeting of Stefan de Mistura with the several groups of the opposition, the HLN, the Cairo group, the Moscow group, trying to unify positions. So we are very strongly engaged to do our best, but we are also recognize the complexity of the situation.
Coming up on Network Africa. Luanda regains top spot as the world's most expensive city for expatriates. Find out why in a moment.